Atrato Onsite Energy is an investment trust that really primarily focuses on solar investments and renewable investments that are supporting corporates in their long-term ambition to reduce carbon emissions. Atrato Onsite was admitted to trading at the end of 2021. We raised capital then, and we've deployed it with these long-term assets that give a decent long-term return linked quite often to inflation.
Our investment strategy is to invest in clean energy generation, primarily here in the UK. And so we've been investing in rooftop solar, private wire solar, which can be ground mounted or rooftop, and also some off-site solar, which we use sleeving technology to sleeve those electrons back to our corporate clients. Our investment strategy, which is a little bit different to the other investment trusts in the renewable space, is to focus very much on the corporate end of the spectrum. So there are other investment strategies out there in renewables, but what they'll do is they'll focus on providing new generation to the grid. Where's the next wind farm going to go? Where's the next solar field going to go? And how do we connect that into the grid? We look at things differently because we start with the corporate. We want to provide a solution to that corporate. So we engage with the corporate, we build long-term strong relationships with most of the blue chip corporates here in the UK, and then we talk to them about their net zero transition and how we help them achieve that. Now primarily that's going to be about what have they got assets-wise? What real estate have they got? Do they have any rooftop space? Do they have any spare ground where we can put solar panels? But it can also be that we put a solar field a long way away from them and we can use sleeving technology to get those electrons back to that corporate client. But our approach to the whole renewables market is to focus on that corporate and what they need and how we can assist them on their net zero journey.
When we enter into discussion with a corporate, we essentially enter into a negotiation to sell the energy. Once you've signed and executed that power purchase agreement, you've effectively committed that corporate to acquiring energy from you at a fixed price. Infrastructure fund managers in the renewable space tend to buy those situations from the secondary market. And because they have value, they have to pay a premium for that.
So a lot of corporates are now adopting science-based targets. So essentially what they're trying to do is they're trying to grapple with actually how much carbon are they producing already. And then once they've understood that, whether it's their own carbon or the associated carbon to their supply chains, they're then trying to figure out how can they reduce it. And some of the challenges is that actually finding traceable, good quality contracts to reduce that carbon isn't always that easy. But something like a power purchase arrangement, which is directly linked to an investment, is an incredibly good way for a corporate really to demonstrate that they are committed to their science-based targets.
Well, if you're Tesco, you have an awful lot of real estate, you have an awful lot of supermarket roofs, and you're also a massive consumer of electricity. So there is a nice efficient frontier there that the two should marry, and you should be able to actually use your rooftop space and supply your supermarket downstairs with those green electrons and that green energy. And so Tesco's have been doing this a little bit themselves. They have been outsourcing some of it, but what we've actually come up now is a long-term program with Tesco's, whereby they've given us exclusivity over many of their sites to put rooftop solar onto the top of their supermarkets. We'll do the whole design, planning, installation, the connectivity, the metering, and the wiring downstairs into their own meter. And then after that, we'll also take care of the operation and maintenance for the next 10 or 20 years.
We're building a solar project up in Northamptonshire right now. It's on 100 acres of land. We essentially acquired the rights to the project once it achieved planning permission. We then execute an EPC contract, which essentially commits a company to build the solar farm for us at a fixed price for a fixed period of time. And then we engaged with britvic, a customer that we've known for quite some time, for the offtake of that electricity. That particular site will generate about 30 gigawatt hours of electricity per annum. That's enough to satisfy about 75% of the needs of britvic in the UK. We have a long-term agreement with britvic over a 10-year period at a fixed price, which really underpins and underwrites that infrastructure asset, which has a theoretical life of 40 years.
Look, everything we do at Atrato Onsite Energy is really focused on the environment, and that we help our corporate clients achieve their net zero ambitions. We help advance their journeys on their net zero transitions, and really it's about reducing their carbon emissions. So a huge environmental focus on everything we do day to day. But of course, it's not just about what you do in the world of sustainability, it's about how you report it. So what we've done is align ourselves to the key industry standards in this space, and that includes the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We were awarded the London Stock Exchange Green Economy Mark, which is great certification for what we do, and we'll continue to report and metric according to what is the industry standard across all of the sustainability fields.
So we have 2 large solar farms that are currently in construction. The first project is with Britvic, and then we have another project in Yorkshire, which is a 55 megawatt solar farm that will be connected and sold into OVO Energy. That will be in operation in March 2024. So over the next 6 months, both projects will come online.
So I think there are quite a few investment trusts that look at solar. I think we're quite unique in the fact that we actually focus on rooftop and on-site delivery of power. I think also the quality of our products are really going to come through as we go further forward. So from my point of view, overall, I think the investment strategy is really solid. We've taken a little more time than we wanted to initially, but that's because we were going after quality projects that we knew would deliver long term.